What's going on, family? I'm Scrapbook Boxing, Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuffs series. I want to continue to examine 100 years of World Championship fights. Last video, we saw two fights involving Big George Foreman. Now, George Foreman was the 1968 World Heavyweight Champion, gold medal winner in the Olympic Games. Those games were in Mexico City. And ironically, he would knock out Joe Frazier, January 22nd, 1973. He would knock him out in Kingston, Jamaica. But Joe Frazier was the 1964 gold medal winner in the Olympic Games. And those games were held in Tokyo, Japan. And that's where George Foreman would defend his crown for the first time when he knocked out Joe King Roman. How ironic. Well, when he faced Joe King Roman, it was January 9th, 1973. It would be his first heavyweight championship title defense. He defended the WBA and the WBC heavyweight championship belt that he won from Joe Frazier. And Joe Roman was ranked number 9 in this fight. They were fighting in front of 7,500 screaming spectators in a 17 square foot ring. George Foreman weighed 219 pounds and Joe Roman weighed 196 pounds. Well, as for George Foreman and Joe Frazier, their fight took place January 22nd, 1973. And George Foreman was a 3.5-to-1 underdog in that fight. It was for the World Heavyweight Championship belt, WBA, WBC, undisputed title. Joe Frazier beat stopped 2 minutes and 26 seconds of the second round. And it would be Joe Frazier's 5th title defense. And was the famous call by Howard Cosell. Down goes Frazier. One of the most remarkable calls in all of boxing. And what was amazing about that fight is that 36,000 screaming spectators had watched that fight. They participated in $412,000 to make that gate happen. George Foreman, his name was George Edward Foreman. He was also known as Big George. He was born in Texas. He had a total bout career of 81 fights. 76 wins, 5 losses, 68 knockouts, and he was stopped once himself. And he was stopped in Zaire, Africa, in the 8th round by Muhammad Ali. George Foreman had a 78.5-inch reach. Fought from 1969 to 1997. He would become a 2-time world heavyweight champion. He stood 6 foot 3 inches. He was a heavyweight and had a 78.5-inch reach. And the man he had in his corner was Charlie Doc Brodus, Charlie Shipes, Dick Sadler, Angelo Dundee, Gil Clancy, Archie Moore. Remarkable career George Foreman would have. He would take on fighters such as George Chuvalo. He would win the California Golden Gloves and the AAU National Golden Gloves. 1968 Olympic Games, where he would knock out Albert Wilson. And George was 24 years old. He stood 6 foot 3 inches, weighed 218 pounds, had a 78.5-inch reach, had a record of 37 wins and 34 knockouts when he walked into the ring with Joe Frazier. Joe Frazier was 29 years old. He stood 5 foot 11.5 inches, weighed 214 pounds, had a 73-inch reach. And what was remarkable about Joe Frazier, he had a record of 29 wins and 25 knockouts. He was undefeated, and he just defeated Muhammad Ali to solidify his championship belt. Remarkable fighter was George Foreman, Joe Frazier. All right, now we're going to continue acknowledging Joe Frazier. And we're going to take it back to when Joe Frazier unified the championship with Jimmy Ellis. And we're going to end it when Joe Frazier lost his championship to Big George Foreman.
The referee for the main event, Tony Perez. 15 rounds for the heavyweight championship of the world. Introducing from Louisville, Kentucky, he's wearing white trunks. He weighs 201, the World Boxing Association heavyweight champion, Jimmy Ellis. His opponent from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He's wearing black trunks. He weighs 206, the heavyweight champion of the world, Joe Frazier. 18 down for the heavyweight championship of the world.
Frazier, you boys were here before. You know the rules and regulations of the match. Now you're familiar with them. Here's some of them. If you score it all down, I want you to go to the farthest movement corner and stay there and continue to come up. The mandatory 8 count is an effect. 3 knockdowns means that the fight is over automatically. The bell will not save anybody from being knocked out. If the fighter falls on the floor and the bell rings, I must get the count. Seconds. Please stay out. I don't have to wait to disqualify somebody. He must get up by himself. Please stay out. The only exception is the last round, which means the fight is over. I want a clean fight, clean punches, all the belt, no kidney punches, no rabbit punches. And please, when I am a command break, I want both of you to stop punching and step back. Any questions? All right, good. Shake hands and good luck to watch.
All right, we've had all the introductions. The bell for round 1. Jimmy Ellis in the white or light trunks against Joe Frazier in the black trunks with the gold stripes. Frazier coming out smoking as he puts it. Styles critical here. The interesting thing to watch how Ellis makes the fight against Frazier, who's a swarmer, always coming at you. Joe without any particular style. No single punch he's ever thrown has been remembered, but he throws enough of them to really damage the adversary almost beyond repair. Ellis, the classic stylist, the boxer, the left jab, the left hook, the crunching right, a very underrated puncher. Against the 2 common opponents, as you saw, Ellis was better against Bonavina. Frazier was better against Quarry. Ellis got in a good left and a good right, up to the head of Frazier. Frazier's head has always been hittable. Problem is to stay away from Frazier. Frazier, the overwhelming favorite going into this fight. Ellis weighing more than he ever weighed for any other fight. Ellis getting in 2 lefts and a right. Left that landed and another left that missed, then low with the 3rd left. 1 minute left to go in the 1st round. Ellis, remember, has a sneaky right that's capable of a knockout. Showed that against Oscar Bonavena, whom Frazier couldn't deck in 25 rounds of fighting. Ellis getting in a couple of lefts, and the 2 in a clinch. About a half minute to go in this 1st round. Ellis with a quick left and a right. Ellis with a left. A left getting into Frazier in this 1st round. Jimmy with a right lead. Jimmy with another right lead. They caught Frazier. round 2. Ellis against the ropes and wants to keep him. Ellis wants the center of the ring to use that snake-like left and follow with the right. Young Tony Perez, the referee, his first championship bout as a referee. As a fighter, he had 69 amateur fights. He was in the 52 Olympic finals in his division. Big opportunity for Perez, who's got youth, movement, knows that the job of a referee is to keep that movement, have position, control the fighters as you see him doing there. About, and Perez is warning Frazier about before the fight, the butting. In fact, at the weigh-in today, Ellis said, "Don't butt me or I'll put you out early." Talk, of course. He put Frazier out anytime he could. Another warning from referee Perez to Frazier for the butting. So far, Ellis has been making the fight his way, in the center of the ring. Using the left jab, the left hook, the right, in combination where possible. Singly where not possible. A good left by Frazier. Frazier the pursuer. A minute to go in round 2. Any unanswered questions that will be answered tonight. The stamina of Ellis, who's always a quick starter. Whether or not he's got a breathing problem. Madison broke his nose. Ellis keeps landing with that left. There's Frazier with a good combination to the midsection. That's where he can hurt Ellis, and he hurt him a little bit right then against those ropes. Old Dundee tactic is for Ellis to break the punching ring. Frazier, 10 seconds left. All right, come on. End of round 2. Joe Frazier going back to his corner. Much center, make the fight tactically right. The bell for round 3, and what has been a very stimulating fight thus far. 2 good, quick rounds. Within the main, Ellis seemingly fighting his fight. Frazier coming after him, but Ellis fighting his fight. Getting the lefts in with a good assortment of rights. Saw Ellis just now getting the left in. Ellis again with the left and the right. Toward the end of the last round, Dundee wants Ellis to break Frazier's punching rhythm. He calls Frazier a 1-2-3 fighter. That is, there's a subliminal mental count of 1-2-3 before Frazier unleashes the punches. Break that with head movement, lateral movement, or even with your own blow. Dundee feels you've got Frazier on the defense. Remember, that's the Dundee strategy. Whether or not it would work if effective. Good left by Frazier. Ellis hurt. Ellis holding on. Ellis definitely hurt against the ropes. Staggered. Rubbery leg. Glassy eye. Frazier after. Sudden turn in the fortunes of the event. You see Ellis holding on and dazed and glazed. One good solid left by Joe Frazier. Joe after him. Ellis still holding on. The crowd sensing Ellis's predicament. More than a minute left in this, the 3rd round. Let's see if Ellis can fight him off. Frazier smoking now as he puts in another good left. Ellis in trouble. Ellis back against the ropes. Frazier Frazier not connecting, but Frazier the aggressor. 1 minute to go in round 3. And, good left hook. And Ellis is in real trouble. You saw him stagger. He's fighting back. But Frazier's in definite command. Strong command. Another good left hook. Missing with that one. Missing with that one. Ellis staggers back out of the rope position. But now back in his corner. Follow that timer at the bottom of your screen along with the fight. Ellis trying to hang on through this, the 3rd round. One stupendous left hook did it. Got Ellis in trouble, where Ellis had been fighting his fight and controlling. Joe Frazier going back to his corner, broad grin on his face. He thinks he's got this fight won. End of round 3, feels that he's got this fight completely won. Joe Frazier in utter dominance now. Back to Dundee and Jimmy Ellis. Jimmy, as you can see, looking down, listening to Dundee. Dundee talking to him. Dundee working over the forehead. Dundee trying to put life back into his fighting. Frazier, a different kettle of fish. Ready for the 4th round. Quiet now and poised and perhaps ready for the kill. Ellis striking out immediately, trying to come back. This has been some night for boxing. Peralta in a courageous fight against Foreman. Now spirited action in the first 3 rounds between Ellis and Frazier. Right now, as you can see, Frazier is in control of this fight. He is the aggressor. Ellis is not what he was before that first left hook landed on Ellis. In fairness to Ellis, he has never been down as a heavyweight, but 2 sharp left hooks by Frazier get to him. Frazier is confident now, trying to pour it on. He is the stronger man. A right uppercut, now a left against Ellis's glove, though, not against the face. We are almost a minute and a half into this, the 4th round. But it's a different Joe Frazier and a different Jimmy Ellis from the first 2.5 rounds. A right by Frazier against Ellis's left jaw. Frazier sensing the kill, trying for it. Ellis without the movement that he had in the first 2.5 rounds. Trying to fight back. The lateral movement that he had. Semi-circling is not there. Keeping Frazier in the center of the ring. Not there. He's against the ropes now. Trying to come out. Coming into Frazier. And the left hook to Ellis's chin. Ellis is in trouble again against those ropes. If he stays against those ropes, he is to be devastated. Less than a minute left in round 4. Frazier giving it to him and giving it to him. A right there. Left that missed, another right that connected. Down goes Ellis. Down goes Ellis. He is beaten. Jimmy Ellis is going to try to get up. He is worn to a frazzle. He is a game young man. He is up. He got them past the mandatory 8 count. He was up at 9. Frazier is strong. There are, as you can see, just seconds left. Frazier again with the left. Ellis standing there. Woo! A tremendous left hook, and he cannot be saved by the bell. He cannot be saved by the bell. This fight may be over. Ellis, with tremendous courage, is up. He is up, and the fight continues. A tremendous display of courage by Jimmy Ellis, who has never been knocked out He sits there on his stool. As you can see, Chicky Ferrara working on him. Louis Soria working on him. Out of the action. Watch Frazier come in. A right, a left, a right, a left. That left was brutal. So, we have seconds to go to the start of round 5. You see,
Ellis will not be allowed to come out. This fight is over.
Smoking
Joe Frazier is now the unified, undisputed
This fight may be over.
heavyweight champion of the
This
world.
fight is over.
He's going to take on George Foreman.
Tony Perez.
He's going to lose his title. Let's take a look
It
at
is
that fight.
over. A knockout in the 4th round under New York State rules. This reporter, once again, is going into the ring to talk to Joe Frazier and hopefully to Jimmy Ellis too. Ellis with tremendous courage to lose the 5th round. The 5th round. The bell rang for the 5th. That's when he called him over. That will be the technical end of the fight. The knockout in the 5th round. Now,
The bell rang for the 5th round, and now goes into the 5th round. The winner and still heavyweight champion of the world, Joe Frazier.
all right, let's go. Yancey, turn Joe around if you will. Our camera's over there. Joe. Yeah. For 2.5 rounds, Jimmy was giving you a good go of it. It was then a left hook that got him into instant trouble, wasn't it?
Jimmy was trying to move. I know he couldn't move it, but the sparring partner I have, I would like to take time to give thanks to Ray Anderson, Foreman Williams, Charlie Polite, and Ken Norton. These guys really got me in good shape because they move, they stick, they throw right hand, they throw left hand. And Jimmy Ellis is not that fast for the guys I've been working with. Everybody come in the gym and say, Joe Frazier looks slow, he looks fast. I had some of the fastest sparring partners I think everybody ever worked with. Jimmy never was a fast guy like I had. I got these guys the speed, not to punch on, but to move for me and see them as I can catch them.
At the end of the 3rd round, you went back to your corner with a broad grin on your face. You knew you had it won then, didn't
I know when I hit Jimmy pulling away, it feels like when you hit a baseball that rides down the open field. That's where his chin felt. So I know he had to get up, but he wasn't coming back out.
Joe Frazier being introduced now. George Foreman in his corner. Again the weight, Joe Frazier 214, George Foreman 217 and a half. When Foreman knocked out Cavallo, he weighed 217. His weight rarely varies. He has never been over 220. He has never been under 216. At the weigh-in this morning, Joe Frazier tried to stare down George Foreman. He did not succeed, and Joe apparently is about to try that again. There he is with Yancey Durham. Foreman's gloves are still being adjusted in his corner. He's got a couple of ex-champions with him, Archie Moore, the light heavyweight champion, Sandy Sadler, the featherweight champion a few years ago. There's Archie with the hat on. Frazier has been out in the center. Here's Foreman now. He'll join Frazier out there. The referee's instructions.
For the heavyweight championship of the world will be governed by the rules of the Jamaican Boxing Board of Control. We expect you to obey these rules, and I will be here to enforce them. In the event of a knockdown, you must take an 8 count. The 3 knockdown rule has been waived. Break when I tell you to break. Shake hands now, come out boxing. Good luck to both of you.
They're wearing 8-ounce gloves. The heavyweight championship of the world, if it goes the limit, they use a 10-point must-scoring system. The winner of a round gets 10 points. The loser gets 9 or less. An even round, they both get 10. Joe Frazier, 214 pounds, 8.5 pounds heavier than when he fought Muhammad Ali. It's scheduled for 15 rounds here in Jamaica. Frazier the white trunks, Foreman the red trunks. Frazier rarely wins the first round. I'd be surprised if he won it now. Foreman a little bit tense looking. Foreman has been nailed and nailed good. Joe Frazier's best punch is his left hook. Foreman apparently not trying to keep Frazier off with that jab. Now Foreman looks a little looser. That was a torrid left hook that caught Frazier. Arthur McCanty, the referee, goes between them. Foreman showing a good, smart, snappy jab and a good uppercut. Foreman having a very good round. Frazier went down. Mandatory 8 count. A minute to go in the round. Frazier's in real trouble here. Frazier seems to be hurt. He's being rocked. Foreman in complete charge of the fight. Frazier fighting back gamely, but he's having trouble. There's the countdown, 20 seconds to go. Frazier down again.
That shot reminded me of when Mike Tyson knocked out Joe Frazier's son, Marvis Frazier, in the first round. 30-second knockout. Beautiful uppercut to sit Frazier down. Oh, my God. And Angelo Dundee is begging Arthur McCanty to stop this fight.
Let's see the first knockdown.
What an uppercut.
That almost looked like a glancing blow, but down Joe went. He took the mandatory 8 count. The referee, Arthur McCanty, is looking at the corner of Joe Frazier, looking at Joe. Here's the knockdown.
Oh, my God. What an uppercut that was.
Frazier just bears down. Replay of the knockdown.